Now, I have no dog in this fight, but the world of sales AI and having your digitally outbound SDR that is an AI bot that I have spoken to and didn't even know I was talking to a bot is pretty darn cool. And there's a great company that's out there. I have no dog in this fight. I'm not a member of the board. I don't get paid for saying this. Conversica is a great platform, and it's your outsourced SDR. And this, by the way, has enabled millions of conversations to enter millions of dollars into the pipeline. This is the newest trend that is happening. So you have to ask yourself, when you say, oh my God, Mario, we have the 4 things that are the old ways in the middle, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other ways to engage with our buyers. It's changed. And your job now as a leader has become so much more complex. Because you're no longer having a coaching session to say, hey, did you call that person back? Well, who's your decision maker? Well, who's going to sign the contract? No, the conversation you're having is, who are the 6.8 buyers that would be involved in this particular opportunity? Have we socially engaged with all of them? Are there any of our leaders that are connected to those 6.8 buyers? We don't know who those 6.8 buyers are? Well, we better figure that out first of all, and then map our executive buying committee internally to those buyers. And let's see how we can help move this deal on. The conversation has changed, but you may not be aware that the world of technology has changed this on you. So at this point in time, leaders really have 3 choices. You can take a look at everything that you heard here the last 2 days plus my session, and you could do absolutely nothing. Number 2, you could say, let the competition go first. Or number 3, you can adapt and get help. And what I want to do for you is I want to leave you 4 tips that are going to help you in this digital leadership process, this transformation process. Number 1, you start by creating an executive level profile. What should this profile include? Well, there are several things that this profile should include. I'm going to focus on the last 2 items. Were you aware whether you have 10, 100, or 1,000 sales reps? Were you aware that you could create 10, 100, or 1,000 mini micro.com websites for free utilizing social platforms to be able to create a messaging for your sales reps to attract your buyers, not distract? What do I mean by that? I promise you this, that if there's any level of remote interest whatsoever in what your rep has to say, your buyer will look them up. And do you know how many profiles we have seen and viewed that the resume is in the summary section? So your buyers look at this and say, oh, I have a sales rep who's looking for a new job. No thanks. Or how about this? Best contract negotiator. Right! Because I want to deal with the best contract negotiator, right? Think about that messaging. We had a client who literally had one of their reps have skull and bones on their profile. And we sat with the leader and the leader said, why did I not think of this? I should have looked at this. It was so obvious, but yet I forgot to do that. And number 2, if you look at a rep's LinkedIn profile, if you look at their social whereabouts before you interview them, and you want to get to know who they are, let me ask you a question. Why would you think that the reps are not looking at you? And are you the type of leader that has 0 recommendations, so that person doesn't know whether or not you can help them advance to the next level in their career? What the type of culture is in that particular organization? What your style is? Do you subscribe to the direct approach? Are you the huggy type? What type of person are you? Can you help me get to the CEO level, which is where I want to be? And the challenge is most of the profiles in the room, because I've seen thousands of them, most leaders' profiles forget that your page your profile is just as much of a recruiting item as your company's website. Because there are two things that people get to choose when they work for somebody. Number one, they get to choose the company they work for. And number two, they get to choose the person they work for. So better well darn will make a good choice. But if your profile is not set up correctly, guess what? You may be hiring talent that you don't know what they want. So I will invite you as well. We are doing profile assessments at the Vengreso booth. You can go down and get your profile assessed. If it's aligned, just hand your business card over and we'll give you a LinkedIn profile assessment as well. Now, tip number 2, everybody pull out your mobile devices. You're going to love this one. Pull out your mobile devices, open up your email application. All you have to do, you're not going to go on anybody's list, okay? All you have to do is send an email to mario@vengreso.com. Mario@vengreso.com. Put in the subject line LS 2018. LS 2018. I promise you, what you will receive from me as a response back, you will want to watch. It'll be probably the first time you've ever seen this before. It'll be something that is totally unique and totally different. It will use video. It will use call to actions. It will use social engagement. And I promise you, your competitors are not doing this. So send that email to mario@vengreso.com, LS 2018, and later on in the day, read that email. Number 3, take a picture of this. This is a slide taken right from our leadership training on digital leadership, our digital leadership training. And what this basically showcases, we teach leaders, is, by the way, every time, write this down, every time your sales rep, if you're a manager or you're a director, whoever, every time your sales rep books a meeting, you have them send that calendar invite, and then you have them open it back up and add you to the calendar invite so that the customer doesn't see that you've been added. Then what you do is the day before the meeting, you send this note. This note is a personalized connection request through LinkedIn. And you get that buyer into your network. Now, why would you want to do this? There are 2 very important strategic reasons why you would want to do this. Number 1, how many of you have reps that actually leave the company after a couple years? Raise your hand. Yeah. And oftentimes the relationship with that buyer or prospect is gone. So by you connecting with that buyer through LinkedIn and sharing social information, not only is your rep connected with them, but you're connected now with them. And the reason number 2, if you are actually a digitally savvy leader and you are engaging with your buyers correctly, you are sharing content the same time that your rep is sharing content, and you get a 2 for 1. Your potential buyer may be looking at content coming from both of you guys, different types of content that engages with them. And this is one of our leadership training techniques that we showcase. Hey, don't forget to connect to every prospect and customer. Tip number 4, if you have a team of over 25 sales reps, go to digitalsellingbenchmarkreport.com. We can help you with actually providing an assessment of what your sellers are or are not doing. And it's a fantastic benchmark assessment report that showcases real data so you can make real decisions on what to do next. Now, if you want any type of weekly tips, sales, digital selling, personal branding, you can snap a picture of this, send your email to this particular phone number. Every week we send out a weekly digest of new digital sales tricks. In fact, Bryn Tillman, our Chief Learning Officer, just published one last week, and I said, I didn't even know I could do that on LinkedIn. Right? So there's some great stuff that you'll be able to get as well, so feel free to that. Now, I want to show you one last bonus tip. Everybody take out your phone, please, and open up LinkedIn. And I'm going to show you how you will never, ever again break the cardinal rule of just connecting with a buyer. So what I want you to do is on LinkedIn, go to my profile, type in Mario Martinez Jr. If you're connected with me, this is not going to work. Find somebody that you're not connected to. But if you're not connected to me, type in Mario Martinez Jr. You should see my picture with a red background. Open up my profile. Now on that profile, you see a big connect button, right? Don't touch it. The next one says InMail. And then there's 3 little dots, either on the right side of those 2 buttons or in the upper right-hand corner. If you're on Android, it might be a setting. Click the settings button, and what you're looking for is the words personalize invite. And what I want you to do is, on your mobile device, go ahead and feel free, just put LS 2018, connect with me. I'll be happy to connect with you. We're all friends here. But never, ever again should you reach out and not send a personalized connection request. And that is your bonus tip that I want you to take away from today. And go back to your reps and say, how many of you are hitting this little connect button? Stop it! Don't send the connect button. Send a personalized invitation. And we actually did a study with over 1,000 different connections that we opted into, and we had a 76% connection rate as a direct result of using personalized connections. Of course, these are some other resources you can learn from as well. And remember, I opened up this morning session with one thing that I said I want you to remember. Just one. Don't do normal. The world has changed. Leaders didn't adapt fast enough. And you have a unique opportunity right now, understanding the technological changes that have happened and understanding that buyers have changed the game on you. You have the ability to adapt or die. Thank you very much.